You're listening to The Bear's Den with Papa Bear on listener-supported WHYS, Eau Claire's community radio. Welcome to The Bear's Den on WHYS Radio. I am Gary Papa Bear Schmaltz, and today's special guest is a multi-instrumentalist virtuoso, a prolific songwriter, a modern-day maestro, a troubadour for our times. Live from L.A., I'm thrilled to have Mr. Jimmy Richardson with us today. Hey, Jimmy.
Hey, how's everybody doing?
We are doing great in Eau Claire here. Hopefully everyone is. How's that down in Los Angeles?
Oh, it's great. It's a warm day. It's actually beautiful out here today, and I'm honored to be here with you guys and, hoping to share some of my story,
Yeah, I would love that as well. So we're going to start from your early influences and stuff. And why did you start playing, and what's is your first tunes you learned, and who was your main inspiration?
Wow, it's a great question. I started because, in church, I was in the choir as a kid, and my mom sang. My mom sang a lot of solos in church. And so when I was 9, I finally got up and did a solo in church, and I really let it out. I belted it out. I remember one of the kids afterwards saying, "Hey, you shouldn't have been so enthusiastic or up there acting like you were some kind of rock star. It was terrible." But I guess enthusiasm overcomes mistakes, and my heart was in it even at that early age. But then from there, our family moved from the city we were living in right before I started 9th grade. And a friend of mine showed me a couple chords on guitar. I learned Heart of Gold by Neil Young. And then I studied Needle and the Damage Done off the jukebox at the pool hall until I could play it. And I'd only been playing a couple months, and I could really play that song. And so someone asked me to open a concert with it, which was crazy. I was 13 years old. And I got a standing ovation for that performance. And I was completely terrified. I was literally physically sick the next day. I'd been so scared.
Actually, that's pretty awesome. Oh, okay.
But so from there, my mom, church, my mom would drag me. Once I really started playing, I'm like 13, 14, she would drag me down to the missions in San Pedro here. And, the people that were looking for food and shelter would have to go through this church service first. And she'd make me get up there and play music and give a testimony and stuff. And I used to complain about going and stuff. But now when I look back, I think it was one of the coolest things I've ever done.
Oh, of course. When you're young, you have a big impression over everything. I still get that at my age, actually. So you are a multi-instrumentalist. So did you learn rhythm guitar first?
Paying attention and keeping your doors open so you let these new things in still.
Oh, you bet. What was your first instrument that you learned, and how did you learn all the rest of them that you know, and what is that list?
It's really, I learned how to play guitar, and by the time, 10th grade rolled around, I already had a band going and all of that. And then out of necessity, as time went on, I learned how to play all these other instruments just so that I could accomplish the things in the studio that I wanted. And it started way back at Rocksteady, way back a long time ago, a famous studio in Hollywood that was called something else. I know Elvis Presley recorded Teddy Bear there. But I went in to do this song for my son called Sunshine. And there was drums set up from some other band, and it was just me, and I asked the engineer, "Hey, you mind if I play those drums?" And it was my first attempt, and I actually did very well at it. And then from then on, I've never been afraid to just sit down and try. And I feel like if it's a musical instrument, you give it to me, I promise I'll get some kind of noise out of it for you.
Perfect. You've been in a few different competitions out in California, too. Do you want to tell us about some of those?
Well, as a kid, there was a patriotic competition, right? This is our country was the theme. And it was the whole state of California. And I wrote a poem called This Is Our Country, and I ended up winning that contest and being awarded the gold seal of the state of California by the state legislature, which was a huge honor. But I think it showed my parents and that, you know, hey, this kid has the potential to be, you know, some kind of writer, at least for poetry's sake, because it was pretty good for a kid. It might have been just a huge blessing, actually.
Well, how old were you at that point?
I was only 13.
Oh, so that's at the same time you were blossoming as a musician then.
Right.
Oh, wow. So,
and I'd given my life to God, honestly. And what's funny is the next thing you know, I could play guitar, and I was writing and doing things I'd never done before. And so I think you can't outgive the big guy upstairs, that's for sure. You give to him, and he's going to bless you.
And there was another competition, a musical one this time, through Musician Magazine. And do you want to tell me what that was about?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. That's a crazy story, because a friend of mine came to the practice room and said, hey, Musician Magazine's having this contest, and they're looking for the best band in America that doesn't have a record contract. And I said, yeah, come on, man. There's going to be, 5,000 people entering that thing. That's a needle in a haystack, probably, But he talked me into entering it, and I sent in Silver Lake, a song called Silver Lake. And I won that contest. And even now, when I look at that, I realize that, Chrissy Hine from the Pretenders was one of the judges, and so was Ray Davies from the Kinks. And those guys, I mean, they know music. They know what's
icons.
Up. And what they heard, I mean, I was always honored that they chose, me, I guess, for that contest. But that was a big thing, too.
Oh, so you're no longer unsigned, though, huh?
What's that?
Are you no longer unsigned, though?
Well, I'm not. I'm with this Rock Solid Entertainment, and some other really positive things have been happening. So I think that tomorrow's going to bring just a plethora of good things for my music, and of course for the fact that I really just want to share it with people. It's for them. It's not just to sit on.
Yeah, let's start doing some of that. Now, some of your earlier albums, I really liked one called Mocking the Beast. Do you want to tell us what that's about, and then we can even play that cut?
That's a pretty heavy song. Mocking the Beast is exactly that, You would never, one of the commandments is right, you don't mock God. But for the other dude, all bets are off. And, as far as some of the things that happen in this world that are not good, because we like to think positive, we like to concentrate on the beautiful things in life, but, there are some truths that are just not great, man, and I think that I really, lyrically, I spell it out in this song very well. So, it talks about our past, as a country, porcelain shadows, books that don't read, the fallen destroyed by the rust they eat. And it goes on from there. So let's listen to it, and then if you want to hear any more about what it means, I'm happy to go into it.
Okay, and we can go on to another song I have queued up here after that, too. So,
okay, cool.
Here's Mocking the Beast.
Porcelain shadows, books that don't read. Destroyed by the rust they eat. Aim at the frozen sun, your marrow bleeds. Before time is done, mocking the beast. Faceless clocks whose time is done. Emotion-fueled waves crash from pointless shrines. Lost in a sea so self-entwined. Aim at the frozen sun, your melodies. Before time is done. Shadows of a crocus sleep, round in blood start to weep. Lambs that are slaughtered by cowardly kings. Aim at the frozen sun, never release. Before time is done, gain the beast.
And back with you on WHYS Radio, Gary Papa Bear Schmaltz along with Jimmy Richardson. And we are talking about his earlier albums, 6 of them before 2020. And then he released 2 since then. And this new one we have on deck for you has never been heard on the radio. So back to that album. There's another one in
All
there.
the Wolves.
Yeah.
Yeah, All the Wolves has Mocking the Beast, and then the next song you're going to play, The Promised Land.
I've got a couple more from that one too, actually, coming up.
That's cool, man. That I really worked hard to do that album the right way, and not just put out whatever song I thought was great. I did a lot of work and a lot of different songs, and then chose what was the best work. And Promised Land is honestly just it's a prayer. I was in the shower just thinking, asking for a little help and a little guidance and a little wisdom, because that's the key to everything. And I thought, wow, what a beautiful song. It actually sounded like a song, and I just put it into a song. And I went to the Father asking his advice. He told me, boy, don't even think twice. Take the high road as high as you can all the way to the Promised Land. So that's what this song is about.
And that was released January of 2020, right before the epidemic. So
the ridiculousness.
It's too bad you didn't get to I don't know how far you tour from home normally, but we'll talk about that in a second here. This is The Promised Land.
Cool.
I went to the Father, asking his advice. He told me, boy, don't you even think twice. Said, cast all your doubts aside. Come to the Father. Take the high road as high as you can, all the way to the Promised Land. So I went to the teacher, said, teach me wise. He said, only you can do that, I'm just here to advise. And I fell down on my knees, and that's when the heavens lifted me. Take now road as high as you can, to the Promised Land. to the promised land.
And back with you, WHYS, the Bear's Den with Papa Bear, and we have Jimmy Richardson interviewing today from Los Angeles, and we just heard The Promised Land, and that's one of the songs from All the Wolves, album that was released in January of 2020. So you do all the instrumentation on your albums. So when you have a live performances, do you have a regular band that plays with you and travels?
I do. I have two groups of different people that I play with, and I've had some fill-in guys too. You know, I had a couple big name guys come in and do one of the shows at the Whiskey, which was really cool.
That's the Whiskey Go-Go?
I've got two groups of two different drummers and two different bass players that I'll play with, and they're all great. You know, one guy's name is Carl Morelli and Dan Thomas Aceta, and then the other drummer is Tony Dennis, and his daughter, Jasmine Dennis, is an amazing bass player, and I really enjoy playing with those two, actually very much. But it's just, for me, once you're on stage, once you're playing for people, that's what I live for. That's what it's all about for me. In the studio, I play all the instruments. I really enjoy playing the bass guitar, you know, a lot. So that's something that's just fun for me.
Yeah, and what are some of the venues that you have played and some of the bands you played in support of as well?
Well, some of the cooler shows I've done, big shows, would be Bad English, you know, with Neil Sean and John Waite as support slot. You know, I did the Ronnie Montrose tribute at NAMM show last year, which was insane. I've played the Cabo Wabo a few times, have some crazy experiences down there. I played Monterey Pop Festival. That was a big deal. That was a Saturday night. They had Randy Hansen, the Jimi Hendrix guy. You know, he's incredible at the Jimi Hendrix thing. And then it was me, and then Jeff Healey.
Oh yeah,
you know, who's
Jeff has died.
Yes, blind guy. Well, Mike, it was an insane Saturday night. We took up 2 motorhomes full of people. It was really a great weekend. It really was a phenomenal thing. But I've been blessed to do some crazy shows. All these things, you know, I've had to kind of put together on my own. You know, of course that's changed now, hopefully. But yeah, it's been a long, crazy road up to this point.
And do you have a crazy story from any of those venues for us, or?
Well, I do. The Cabo Wabo was amazing because we get hired to go down there by Van Halen, you know, and they tell us they're going to give us, you know, 4 hotel suites right on the beach and, you know, all the food and booze we can drink. And we're playing this week down there where there was an eclipse you could only see in Mexico or Cabo. So it was like spring break. It was insane in July. And we get down there, and Sammy's friend, Dave Halliburton, I think his last name is. I know he's in Sammy's book, but he puts me in a station wagon with all my guys, and then he gets in his Bronco, and he has us follow him to the supposed hotel at the beach. But it's an apartment building out of town. It's literally a dirt hole, right? And we get to this place, and he opens up the doors to it, and he's telling us, hey, the refrigerators are full of beer. You guys have a good time. We'll see you down at the club tonight. I told the guys, don't unpack nothing. I'm not staying here. There's no way. This place is a shite hole, you know what I'm saying? So we got back in that station wagon, and we headed back to the Cabo, which was literally a half hour away. On the way there, I took that station wagon for a serious flight over an island and took the muffler off and everything because I was pretty ticked off. So we get down there, and I throw the keys on the desk, and I tell them, you tell those guys I'm not playing this club all week. You tell them I don't, you know, their story's different from what I got from you. So he tells me, hey, calm down. Hey, just hold on. And he takes me outside. We get in his Bronco, and we go literally right down the street from the club to this hotel that's right on the beach. And he's standing at the desk, and he's getting 4 hotel suites for us. And he can tell I'm flaming pissed off. I'm ready to just kill this dude. And he turns to me, and he goes, hey, don't be mad. It's business. If I would have got you to stay at that other place, I would have made an extra $2,500 this week.
Oh, so you try. Oh, okay.
Okay, so now, we flew down there with my band, which is just a 3-piece, right? So that was Curtis on bass, who's an amazing soul. He's Curtis Turcotte. He's still a very, very dear friend. And then Steve Lindstrom. And so that night, the very first night, it was only Tuesday, and we're there till Sunday. He pulls me aside, Dave Halliburton, now later, and he says, hey, man, could I talk to you? I said, sure. He says, the bar bill's already at $1,200, and it's the first night. I told him, hey, those guys told me the food and booze is on them. I said, you sound like a little girl coming over here crying about the bar bill. I mean, if you need some money, just tell me. Other than that, dude, honor what those guys said and leave me alone. And he goes, I'm sorry for talking to you, man. So we took that place for a serious good time for the rest of that week.
Oh, what the heck, huh? Oh, man.
That guy was illegal. But it's all good.
With all sorts of people.
And then they ended up offering me some pretty decent money to play Sunday night, which I wasn't scheduled to do. They just wanted me to come in with my acoustic and sit there and play. It was really a special weekend. It really was. But started off a little rough.
At least you got a story out of it. It wasn't bland.
No, not at all. Believe me. And I had more than my share of fun down there. I'm not ashamed to say. And my manager at the time, he was a really devout religious guy, and he was against us drinking or partying, which we were doing an extraordinary amount of. And after the first performance, and I drank a lot of tequila, he come in the next morning to the hotel room, and he said, hey, Jimmy, he goes, after last night, he goes, I strongly advise that you become an alcoholic. He
one
thought
way to
once
get your
I'd
money's
had a
worth
couple
out of
shots
it.
that I played it,
Speaking
very well.
of,
I never got drunk though. I just, a couple shots and I lose my inhibitions and I'm ready to go.
This next song here from All the Wolves, it's kind of named after a shot as well. Fireball.
Fireball.
Let's take a listen to that one.
A handful of woman right there. So yeah, I guess there's the drink Fireball, which. Everyone has a story about that, I suppose, except me. It's not something I'm into. But the funny thing is that that's about a woman who's definitely more than a handful.
Okay, let's listen to that one. Here's Fireball.
Okay.
Like a shot in something hot, not ordinary at all. Love to ride her backside and my fight out. She's a walking, talking fireball. Now any other light. She's a walking, talking fireball. Any other light. Big skin on let me in. I feel right at home. Oh, the lights dim and my head swim as she rides my ball. She's a walking, talking fireball. Now, baby, I'm the light. She's a walking, talking fireball. Baby, I'm the light.
And back with you on WHYS, the Bears Den. Gary Papa Bear Schmaltz with you here, and Jimmy Richardson from L.A. And where did we leave off? The album All the Wolves, and the title cut is next.
Yeah, that's cool, man. All the Wolves, right? It's definitely about, or I guess, figuratively speaking, about people that are wolves. And then there's lambs, right? And so I don't mean sheep, I mean lambs. Gentle, good souls that would never do anything to harm anybody. The rabbit runs away while the eagle has the view. The shepherd guards the lambs from all the wolves like you. Play that puppy.
Okay. Do you want to go ahead into that song after that? Here's All the Wolves. And that's the title cut for All the Wolves, which was released January of 2020. Now, you've been working on a new album, and you've got that just mastered this past week. And we're going to take the first world's look at that this week. That one.
How exciting!
That one is
I'm
called Every Beat's for
excited
You.
About this album, it's been a growth. It really has been. It's been this period of doing my fatherly duties, and then getting back on this the way it was meant to be, and after all the wolves, and then of course the lockdowns and all that stuff came, and I'm a pretty busy guy normally, and it just really did rein me in, and just 14 hours a day, 12 hours a day in the studio working on this new album, Every Beat's for You. And the concept behind it was that everything I do musically is not for me. I do it to share with people. And then, of course, falling in love and writing something like that, Every Beat's for You it's from the heart, it really is straight from the heart. And so that was the title track, which we're not going to listen to, I don't think, today, but the songs on that album are definitely polished, professional tracks that are very, very, strong. They're worth listening to. So I'm excited about sharing this with people, and I'm grateful that you would, allow this to happen today. And
you've already got.
I also want to say, thanks to Phil, from Rock Solid Entertainment, because that dude's a beautiful soul, Phil Taylor. And he's, of course, the one who made this happen with you. So, from the bottom of my heart, I really want to thank both of you.
Well, you're welcome, sir. And I'm welcome from Phil, I'm sure, as well. Here's the first cut we're going to listen to. It's called Sweet Candy. You want to tell us anything about that one?
Oh, yeah, Sweet Candy. Same thing. This is just a crazy love song, but, I love to unwrap my candy.
Okay, let's play that one.
Meant to be a natural beauty, sugar sweet. Craving never sleep. Some candy, sweet candy. Look in your dream. Did you see? You just wanted sweet candy. Like a prophecy, she can tell you what will be sweet candy. Doesn't matter what I see. This baby can't let me be my candy. Look in your dream. Did you see? You just wanted sweet, sweet candy. dream did you see? You just wanted sweet, sweet candy.
Okay, so back with us on WHYS, the Bears Den, and we are here with Jimmy Richardson, and we're previewing the new album, Every Beat's For You. Just got mastered last week. I don't know, what is your planned release date and plans?
Well, we're about a month behind on that, sadly. But I think that we will have this out by July 1st for sure. Okay. And it'll be on Spotify and some other platforms. And you can get a hold of me right on Facebook. You know, I'm definitely have a YouTube channel that's got a few million views now. I want to thank everybody for that, too, because somebody's been paying attention. But you can message me directly if you have any questions, or you want to get an album, or you want to get some shirts or something like that. Just hit me up, man. I'm totally accessible and happy to talk to anybody.
And they can look at some of the YouTube. It's YouTube/ what is your sign-on for YouTube?
It's just Jimmy Richardson. I guess if you just search me, you'll find me on
okay,
there.
Great.
And then if you click on the nickname is Jim776.
I think that's what I was looking for.
That's the channel.
Yeah.
So just double Jim776. And there's a lot of music on there.
Sounds great. Yeah.
We're going to get all the new
like
stuff
I
on there
said before, you write a lot of stuff.
New videos as well.
Okay, so the next song here is called Little Treasure. Do you want to tell us something about that one?
Well, yeah, that's inspired by just what a great friend and lover my girl is, She's little treasure, right? I mean, it's, I guess, those serious appreciation for someone you love, that you would look at them like a treasure, something that you literally appreciate and are very, very grateful for.
Yeah, I know.
So there's a lot of passion in that song, but it's just a whirlwind of actually a good, positive, fun thing. So let's crank that one up and see what they think. Yeah. And I hope everyone enjoyed Sweet Candy.
Oh yeah, that one's a rocker. Here's a Little Treasure.
All right, that was Little Treasure. I hope you enjoyed it. And next we're going to do a song called Solution, which is a positive message that says, let the sunlight shine on everything you're going to do. Let the sunlight shine on everything you want it to. And it's really a message for my fellow musician friends that if you work hard and you pay your dues, that there's always going to be a solution for you. So rock it.
All right, so here's Solution.
Let the sunlight shine on everything you're gonna do. Let the sunlight shine on everything you wanna do. There's no secret. No, you have to choose.
And back with you on WHYS, the Bears Den. Gary Papa Bear Schmaltz with you with Jimmy Richardson. And Jimmy, we've got one more song from the new album called Every Beat's For You. And this one's called Never Be the
Same. Is that what
Same.
we're doing? Are we doing Never Be the Same?
Never Be the Same is going to be the next song here. And this is the one that made me cry, which hasn't happened to me too many times in my life. And that's why I wanted to make sure we had time to slip this one in at the end here. Do you want to tell me about it?
About Never Be the Same?
Please.
Yeah. That's, it was inspired by my uncle, my dad's brother. He was married to his wife for 50 years, and then she passed away. And he's the most beautiful soul. He's like this really big, gentle, giant guy that he's an amazing, good dude, and he's of course hasn't been the same since he lost my aunt. And you think about that, how no matter what is taken away from us in this life, our love, our hearts, our feelings, everything we've developed over time, it doesn't change. It certainly will never change, and that love never goes away. It never fades. And then you wish you had more time. You really realize the treasure in this life is the time that we have with each other. It's not the trivial things that we concern ourselves with mostly in this day-to-day struggle of life. It's really the time that we have with the ones that we love. And the inspiration for the song come from that, and it's deep. It really is. And it's hard for me to even listen to it without crying, but of course I have to, because I have to be able to play it for people, But this is a big piece of my soul in this song, and I'm really happy to be able to share it with everybody, and I hope it hits them where it should, right in their heart.
Yeah, it's a great song. Here's Never Be the Same.
You close your eyes, you slipped away, and now my skies will never be the same. Your gifted light spin by my side, now my eyes never see the same. Time to litter how I cry. Now my life never be the same. Every moment, every time, worth more than any worldly life. I wish we had more time. Your eyes will never leave mine. Each thought I have is of you. No matter what I'm thinking through, I reach out for your hand. I know we will meet again. Every time, worth more than any worldly life. I wish we had more time. Your life never leave mine. Each thought I have is of you. No matter what I'm thinking through, I reach for your hand. I know we will meet again. love remains, but nothing will ever be the same. 'Cause you closed your eyes and you slipped away, and now my skies will never be the same.
The very beautiful song "Never Be the Same" for Every Beats for You album. That'll be out soon for you. And once again, why don't you give us your contact information and where they can hear your music?
Sure. I want to say hello to Harlan, my grandson, and that I love him very much. But I have to say, get a hold of me on Facebook. You know, you can actually contact me even on YouTube, you know. But Facebook is easy, and we'll send you a USB with the songs on it. You know, you can definitely go onto Spotify and listen. There's songs on iTunes, Jimmy Richardson on Reverb Nation, and there's like 69 songs on there, which is quite an earful, and then even SoundCloud. But yeah, we're happily sending out the new album to people direct, and for just the cost of the USB and the shipping, you know, and then they get a couple of the videos. Solution, there's a video on YouTube they can watch of that, and we're going to come out with some other new videos here real quick.
And also,
but thanks again to
another new album you have in the works as well.
Taylor for putting this together.
Yeah,
he's a beautiful dude, you know. That guy's a character and a half.
Yeah, and he's the CEO of Rock Solid Talent Entertainment record label, based in London actually. But Phil has hooked us up with, so big thank you for him there, and thank you for actually taking the time out.
That are really doing amazing, and that's Angie Seeger and then Diana Thomas, which amazing. Just they're amazing. So I'm just praying that between all of us as a team, we can do what we need to do to get this music to the people, and as the best way possible. Okay. And again, thank you, Gary, from the bottom of my heart. You're a very cool dude.
Well, thank you, Jimmy. That's Jimmy Richardson on Facebook. Again, thank you, and we'll talk to you again because I know you have another album coming up in the future as well.